The market grinds higher, and now it's do or die for the bears. This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so we've been talking about the fact that we were looking for the market to come down to the weekly 21 if the bears could break support. However, they've been unable to do so, and the bulls have pushed it back up to resistance. Now, with their backs against the wall, can the bears push down one last time? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, as always, before we jump into the charts, we are going to take a look at the results of the indicator. I'll be honest, there wasn't much today. It was a trend day. We had a couple of trades, so let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute SPY chart in trading view. Now, if you're new here, we have built our own custom indicator. It's called IWJ Pivot Point Pro. You can see it right here in my indicators. If I hit the eyeball, you'll see the buys and sells on the screen go away. And this has been absolutely killing the market. It makes it super easy because it's a forward-looking price action indicator that is based off of high volume areas and reversals, and it really understands how to play the market. Now, on trend days, okay, we have to follow our trend day rules, which means we ignore sell signals on trend days up, and we ignore buy signals on trend days down. Today happened to be a trend day up. So with that, let's look at how this works. On the left here, you have yellow in the pre-market. On the right, you have blue in post-market. We don't trade any of that. That's too much noise. It's on there simply so the indicator can understand the levels and where the volume is and all that kind of stuff. We only actually trade from the market open until 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, because that's when most of the movement in the market happens. After that, you get lunch breaks and afternoon chop and all the different things until the close, where the market moves again. So we only trade about the first half of the day, and we only trade when we're not in a trending situation. So we immediately get the move up through the pre-market high, which is the start of a trend day. Now what we're looking for is for them to pull back. Now they pulled back and we got a sell signal, and this was a nice quick winner on that sell signal. So we got a winner. They did hold the 20. So when you want to see a trend day, they pushed through the pre-market high. They came back. They held the 21 moving average on the 5-minute chart, got immediately back up above it, and started pushing higher, which creates our trend day. So we ignored this sell, which was a loser, and we ignore all of the sells, which would have been losers all the way up. So just 2 trades today. I'm sorry, we did take this first sell because it wasn't yet a trend day. My bad. We had this winner, and this was a loser. And then they established the trend, and we got out and ignored the rest of the sells. So 1 winner, 1 loser, nothing really to write home about either way. There just wasn't much to trade overall. So that's how it went. But we have been killing the market, guys. Over the last 21 months, we are up over $60,000 on a $100,000 account. You can see on the screen, people are calling it a cheat code. People want to take off work and play golf because they're making enough money to do that with the indicator. People are literally paying their monthly bills with it, as you can see from the quotes on the screen. These aren't my words. These are the people using the indicator. It's so simple, guys. When it says buy, you buy. When it says sell, you sell. We also use it on the weekly chart for swing trading. It is absolutely changing the trading industry. It's algorithm driven, and it's really, really powerful. I want you to be a part of it. So here's how you can do that. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you over to my website. Once you're there, check out the membership plans page. Scroll down to where it says trading view indicators, and you are going to see that it is $59 a month. Now, here's the really cool part. I stand behind everything I do. I believe in everything I do, and I want you to be happy. My traders are happy. The people that use my stuff are happy. I want you to be happy as well. But if you're not, if for some reason this isn't for you, no problem. You can use it for an entire month, and you get a 30-day money-back guarantee on both the yearly, where you get 2 months free, and the monthly. It's an incredible deal, guys. You'll pay for it in the first few weeks that you use it. You're not going to believe how simple it is to use and how it's just changing traders' lives. I want you to be a part of it. We'd love to have you over here at Invest with Jacob. Now, let's jump into the charts and take a look. So the reason this is do or die tomorrow for the bears is when they made this spike down. So we said that this is either going to be A, B, and then C up, but C is turned into a diagonal structure. So 3 is up here, 4 here, and we're looking at wave 5. So you have the potential for this to be A and B and C, but that would be a pretty extended C wave into 6850 to 6900. So I don't think that's the case. I do think you're going to get one more rejection off of here, which you're already kind of seeing here on the 3-hour chart. I do think you're going to get a pullback. Now that pullback, this looks a lot like an A wave to me. So remember, this fifth wave off of this pullback from yesterday is going to be an ABC up. So if they're going to continue up, this looks like an A. This is the bears do or die. If they pull back, okay, they're going to look for 67.45 or so to hold, and maybe a little lower than that, 67.30. But in this zone, they're going to look to hold for a B wave, and then they're going to look for C higher to complete this move, right? So if the bears can't break down on the next pullback and break this low here at 67.13 and ultimately this low at 66.92, we are looking at this playing out to the upside where this is 4 down, and then this is going to be A, B, and C for 5, where the fifth wave of C is taking shape as a diagonal, so you're going to get an ABC structure. That's the bullish count, and that's why the bears are really up against the wall, especially against these highs right here. Now, is it possible, like I said, that they can break out directly? Yes, if they get through these highs, they're likely to squeeze through the all-time highs and go. But I don't see that as the most likely route, just because that would be a very extended C wave overall. For the bears, they want this to be an A wave and then an ABC flat here, and then kind of a 1-2 or even a one more push that kind of fails up here and then start C down. You could count as a 1-2 as long as they're below this high, but it is a pretty big wave too, so I'm a little skeptical of that. Overall, though, the bears really need to hold and break down below this 66.92 low. If they can do that, then they can start to push and come into this zone down here and ultimately into that 64.50, 64.40, somewhere in that area, which would be the 21 period moving average on the weekly chart. So that's where we're at for the bulls and bears on the ES. Bulls, it's pretty simple. They got to get through here. I do expect a small rejection if it's going to be bullish, even down to as low as 67.20 where this support came in. You could see this and then go. But ultimately, we are looking for a small rejection and then go for the bulls. If that small rejection turns into a big rejection and they take out support, then the bears have it and they can run the ball straight down and then elevator drop to the 64, 60, 50, 6,500 area. On the NASDAQ, it is the exact same story. The bulls want this to be wave 4, and then they want this ABC. Again, we're in a bigger diagonal. This is going to be a diagonal inside of a diagonal, which is how this market's been. It's been sloppy and overlapping. As I said, a lot of indecision, especially with the government being shut down and some of the data being taken away as catalyst. The indecision in the chop is pretty natural. So you would have a diagonal inside of a diagonal. If that's the case, you have an ABC for A into this resistance. You would look for a little bit of a rejection here for B, and then you'd look for C back up, and we'd be looking for 25,438 to 25,472 as our first potential stop. If they bust through that, we'd be looking at 25,681 as your next potential move higher. So that is what the bulls are looking for on the chart. Bears are looking for the same thing as the ES chart. They're looking for this to be A, and then A, B, C, and a flat for B, and this to be the start of kind of a 1-2 to the downside, where they come down into the 23,000s area and get down into that weekly 21 moving average for mean reversion that we've been talking about for a while. So a lot of pressure on the bears. They need to hold this zone, and they not only need to hold it, they need to reject it strongly. Take out this support on both charts, which is 24,812 or 24,810 or so on the NASDAQ, and 66.92 on the ES, I believe. So that's where we're at on both charts. It's do or die for the bears in the short term. I do believe, though, that once we get up here, we will see a rejection and a turn down. They can extend. If they extend to 25,681, we would look for 7,000 on the NASDAQ as a more kind of bullish squeeze out of here for that fifth wave. And then at that point, again, be looking for rejection off of those levels.
Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to our website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. That's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out.
We also have our educational material. If you scroll down a little further on the page, you're going to see our indicators, which you saw in the first part of the video, and also our courses. We have our Trade Waves Academy course, and right now I am giving 50% off of this course if you get the yearly indicator. So if you buy the yearly indicator right now, you're getting 2 months for free on that, and then you get Trade Waves Academy 50% off. In Trade Waves Academy, we go over all of the things that are outside of Elliott Wave to put a complete package together. We go over market psychology, capital management. You can see all the modules here on the screen. Options trading basics, candlestick patterns, how to trade price action, bull and bear traps, how to identify market reversals, fib levels and why they're important, how to identify key support and resistance, and trade setups and proper risk reward. All of this comes inside of Trade Waves Academy. On top of that, you get our Elliott Wave for Beginners course included in this price, and you get the Advanced Elliott Wave for free included in this price. So for $497, you get all of those modules I just said, plus the Beginners course, plus Advanced Elliott Wave. It's an incredible deal, and you can get it for half off right now if you get the yearly indicator. Now, as I did mention, we do have our Advanced and our Beginners Elliott Wave courses. In our Advanced course, we're going through a lot of the things we're seeing on the charts right now. A lot of those things are the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading Elliott Wave, which right there, that is worth the price of admission. People don't understand that there's two paths, and how do you trade them if there's up and down? It's because you trade setups, and there are very good setups in Elliott Wave Theory. You have to know how to spot them and trade them, and we talk about that here so that you can understand how to do this course. Now, I understand if this is too advanced. You can see, though, that our traders love it. But if you need to get started at the beginning, we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course, and this course is really helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It's extremely confusing when good news makes the market go down, bad news makes the market go up. It stops at random places. You don't know what's going on. That's because the news cycles were garbage. Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. It's not random, and you're able to find these key levels, and this is what gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, you get 25 videos where we go through your introduction. We have to introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory. We have to get your mindset right and give you the KISS method, how this works and why it works. It's very scientific based. People think it's just, oh, you just make a wave up. No, very scientific based. It's outstanding. Chart setup and tools. We go through all of your chart setups, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, and then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how to find the key levels, how to understand impulsive and corrective waves, how to know where to get these measurements, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to make sense of an irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about both of these courses is there's several ways to get them cheap or for free. You can get them both at a $37 discount with our Elliott Wave course bundle. You can get them for free in our Trade Waves Academy course. If you buy that, they are included in that course. Or if you just want to get them at a low monthly cost, you simply get one of our monthly rooms, as the Elliott Wave courses are included in this price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, we give you all of your real-time market updates, all of your buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions are answered. The midday video that you watch in these calls, that's live for everybody in these rooms. And then you get the beginners and the advanced course included in this price. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as the individual stocks, the futures trading, his income trading method that just kills it, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price, get you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. That's why you get a 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with your next market update.